Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdome. The finale today. After 22 and a half years of history, the Mariners beat the Texas Rangers by a score of 5-2. Hi again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Ron Fairley. And Red, nice way to say goodbye to this ballpark that served the Mariners and the fans so well for 22 and a half seasons.
Well, the Mariners played a very good game yesterday, and they came from behind to win that, and they topped it this afternoon. They fell behind early in the ball game, but then they came roaring right back like they have done so many times here in recent years. I think, win or lose this afternoon, I thought it was one heck of a ball game.
And Junior on stage really performed and came through the clutch time and time again. We'll relive some of those moments in a second, but he's been something.
Well, you know what? You set the table for Griffey, and invariably he does things that very few players have ever done in this game of baseball, and he certainly did it again this afternoon, not only with the bat, but he also did it with the glove.
Time now for the Horizon Air highlights, and here we go. The Texas Rangers in the top of the first inning took the lead with a man aboard and one out. Rusty Greer against Freddie Garcia. Whammo, and just like that, it was 2-0 Texas.
Yeah, and that made the crowd here of 56,000 plus very, very quiet.
Now, Junior, his first swing back in 1989 as a rookie, takes Eric King the other way. The Chicago White Sox score a home run. How about today? 2 on bottom of the first inning. There's career home run number 377.
Yeah, that's a duck hook line drive into the lower seats there in right field. He crushed that ball, and that gave the Mariners a lead.
Now in the bottom of the third, Edgar, Mr. Double with a double beyond the reach of Tom Goodwin. That scores Alex Rodriguez, and the Mariners have a 4-2 lead in the ball game.
I guess it's fitting that Griffey hits a home run and Edgar hits a double in the final game, isn't it?
Yep. And now Brian Hunter with a chopper to the left side of the infield for a base hit. Now look at this throw. The wide throw gets on by Lee Stevens. Here comes David Bell on the score. And the Mariners get run number 5. And those are your Horizon Air highlights. Horizon Air, wings of the great Northwest. So the Mariners offensively doing the damage in the first half of the ball game, giving that lead to Freddie Garcia. Freddie struggled, but I'll tell you what, the kid got some huge outs.
Well, he did. I mean, he struggled, and finally when he had to make some good pitches, he did. But then don't forget the job of Frankie Rodriguez in this afternoon. He came in and worked 3 innings and faced the minimum of only 9 batters, gave up the 1 hit, but that 1 hit was erased when he had a 1-6-3 double play.
And Mariner pitchers had the great defense behind them all day long. Time now for In the Zone, brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet. Juan Gonzalez up there. Look at this catch by Junior way back in center field. He's done this so many times.
Yeah, that's the play of the game, because that right there, if Junior does not make this play, that's a 3-run homer, and I think the outcome of the game would have been different. I think Texas would have won the game.
Junior has measured that outfield wall so many times, and what a day for Junior. 1 for 3 with a 3-run home run, and that game-saving catch in the 4th inning, taking away the 22nd home run of the year. Would have been number 22 for Juan Gonzalez. So quite a day for Junior and the rest of this ball club on the final day for the Mariners in the Kingdome. Time now for today's Magnolia moment, courtesy of Magnolia High Five. Got a little bit shaky in the top of the 9th inning, but here's the final pitch of the ball game. The fly ball out to left field. Brian Hunter making the catch. Jose Mesa throws the final pitch in the Kingdome.
You know, there are a lot of people at the Kingdome saying, I'm hoping that ball comes down. Come on down, because we know that Hunter's going to be there to make the catch. And the final out at the Kingdome was a fly ball to Brian Hunter, and the game is over, and the Mariners win it 5-2.
Jose Mesa walked the leadoff batter, Alisei, in the top of the 9th inning, but then Tom Goodwin banged into a double play, and then Rusty Greer with the final out, and now it's time to say goodbye. We've had so many great memories here in the Kingdome, especially from 1995, that magical season. Now we move across the street, across Royal Bromway into Safeco Field, just 18 days away, and fans, you're going to love it, and I can't wait. But it's time to say goodbye, and that's always tough.
Well, it's the last game of this homestand. It's good to leave the homestand and on a winning note. Now the Mariners are going to be on a very, very tough road trip. They're going to go to Oakland, Texas, Anaheim, and then L.A. And then they're going to have the All-Star break and then get ready for Safeco Field.
Now, after the break here, we want you to invite you to stay tuned. Rich Waltz is going to host the postgame show coming up. And that's right, folks. We're out of here. See you at Safeco Field. Final score, the Mariners 5 and the Texas Rangers 2. For everybody here in the Kingdome, folks, for the last 22 and a half seasons, goodbye baseball to the Kingdome. Thank you for serving us so very well. For Dave Niehaus, Ron Fairley, David Henderson, I'm Rick Riz. We'll see you right across the street at Safeco Field. Folks, it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for the Memories.
For almost 23 years, the Mariners have called the Kingdome home. Though its color is gray, the memories are vivid. From its first pitch to its very first postseason. Coming up on Fox Sports Net Northwest, we'll say goodbye to the King County Dome Stadium next. As you can tell, the sellout crowd has not left. The Seattle Mariners have defeated the Texas Rangers by a score of 5-2 in the final baseball game ever in the King County Domed Stadium. Hi everyone, I'm Rich Waltz and welcome to Fox Sports Net Northwest exclusive coverage of the final game of this facility, baseball game that is. The Mariners defeat the Texas Rangers coming up in the next hour and a half or so. I hope you've got a comfortable seat on the couch because what a show they've got here in the Kingdome. We will bring it all to you, all the grand finale ceremonies to be covered here on Fox Sports Net Northwest. Introduction and interviews with Mariner greats, names from the past, for the last 22 and a half seasons of Mariner baseball. We will present our 10 greatest Mariner Kingdome moments. Obviously, some emotional moments as well. The crowd here today saw a tremendous ball game. Ken Griffey Jr. with his 27th home run, another highlight film catch, and the Mariners draw within 4 games of the Texas Rangers. So stick with us. Dave Niehaus will join us. The Seattle Times beat writer Bob Finnegan will join us as well. It should be a great show. In fact, it's the last show in the Kingdome.
Salute to the Kingdome on Fox Sports Net Northwest is brought to you by Hewling Brothers Auto Center. Anything you want, they got it at the top of the hill in West Seattle. By Horizon Air, wings of the great Northwest. By Car Toys, the nation's largest independent car stereo and wireless phone dealer. Car Toys, a better way to go. By Wild Waves Enchanted Village, with over 60 acres of summer fun for everyone. And by Money Tree, your cash solution.
Over 32,700,000 came through these gates underneath this concrete sky to see baseball in this facility. No more. The Mariners head to Safeco Field on July 15th. Welcome back to Fox Sports Net Northwest exclusive coverage of the Kingdome finale. The Mariners will take those 2 banners across the street and plant them in Safeco Field. Throughout the week, you've read and you've heard different odes to the Kingdome, both national and local. In the national media, the Kingdome has been ridiculed as a terrible place for baseball. And while basically that's correct, what the national writers don't know and what the local writers do know, the memories and the people and the folks that have grown up around baseball in this facility. In a moment, we'll hear from some of the ex-Mariners. Right now, Angie Arlotti has some of the Mariners' current memories.
Thanks, Rich. Today marks the last time these guys will play in the Kingdome. It's a day they'll never forget. Something else that will stay with these guys forever is the first time they saw this place.
I walked in here as a funny-looking 18-year-old kid, and I was wowed by everything around.
I was drafted at 17. They wanted me to work out.
I'd just been traded from the Yankees, and I came in here, and at the time, it was a ball club that was, trying to make a name for itself.
My memories as a kid, sitting back over here in the family section, and watching my dad. Back then, it wasn't a big crowds here either. It was very similar to this. There's plenty of open seats and no competition for the foul balls. That's what my brothers and I liked. So this was always our favorite park because we always had a chance to get a foul ball here.
The first impression when I drove in the parking lot, you see this building, and I didn't know what to expect.
Here comes the left-hander's line. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike! It's over! He has done it! High fastball, Randy Johnson being mobbed. by Scott Bradley down to greet him and the entire Mariner team.
Since then, the Mariners have provided fans with memorable moments that will exist long after the structure that provided them is gone.
95, the game against California here, when we clinched the division.
It's pretty unanimous. I think Edgar's double exemplifies everything, all my experiences here at the Kingdom, because that's really the moment that put it on the map.
Chris Bosio's no-hitter, Randy Johnson's no-hitter. What Randy Johnson did coming out of the pen to save and win the game for us. There's been a lot of great deals. Junior's catches in the outfield, the way just when you think he's coming down to everybody else's level, he continues to escalate his game.
Fly ball is deep into the gap in right center field. The kid on his horse. Back to the warning track. The wall makes the leap. And they can unbelievable catch. My, oh my.
I only have one, that would be playing with my dad. We come to the ballpark together. We just look at each other. He's going to play. I'm going to play, and we didn't know what to expect. We're just going to wing it. I mean, he says, when we started tossing, he said, the further you got, the younger you look. And then when you got up on me, you were 19 and you were like 6 inches taller than me.
For me, I've made a name. This is where I got a chance to make a name for myself and start my career.
Just the simple fact that this was a place where I came here as a boy and I'm leaving now as a man. And, you know, so many people have so many bad things to say about the Kingdom, but to me the Kingdom has been nothing but beauty.
Even with all the amenities that Safeco has, there's still some that will be missing and that will be missed.
You know, the hitting's very good here. The ball travel is incredible. Dimensions are very, very good for hitters.
I think everybody in the league is going to miss this ballpark from an offensive standpoint. I mean, I agree. Being a pitcher, I hang with them.
I think what is nice here is, one, when you get a lot of fans here, it gets very loud.
The crowd, when they get in this place and they're into the ball game, it's the loudest, most unbelievable, noisy crowd that you've ever heard.
I like that.
I don't know if Safeco Field would ever be as loud as the Kingdom as it once was in 97 and 95. I miss a lot of things about it. In April, prior to the roof, having the heat and having it enclosed, I have a feeling it's going to be a little chilly over there early in the year.
I like controlled climate. 62 degrees. I don't have a bad hair day. You know, it could be a little wild next year. Yeah, especially if I come back with an afro. You know, I heard that they're starting new promotions, so I figured I might have Griffey Afro Day at the Safeco. If you have an afro 4 inches or more, you can get in free. So we had a lot of fun here. In a couple weeks, we'll be over in a new ballpark trying to make some new tradition.
And while the M's obviously won't be able to take the roof or the perfect playing conditions, there are some things they can.
I would probably just try to take two things. I would try to take a piece of dirt over by shortstop, not dirt, the turf, and then I'd probably like to take home plate, and then just label it last home game in the Kingdome Sunday, whatever date it is, and keep it in my office forever.
Probably something around my locker, I don't know, the name tag or something like that. Just to remember some of the games that I play here.
There's some spots out there that for like the last 11 years I've been spitting with my tobacco and have permanently stained the AstroTurf. There's one particular spot in general out there that's huge, and I'm going to have Wilbur, the grounds crew, cut it out and take it home. That'll be the one thing that I'll take with me. Call it weird, call it gross, whatever you want, but that's, you know, that's my home out there. That's my home away from home. That's my security blanket. That's something that always let me remember this great place.
I have one of the falling towels. Yes, you know those things up there? When it fell and we missed a couple games?
Okay.
Yes, tiles. Yes, I have one.
Okay, but is there something you would like to take?
No, that was it. That's the only thing that I've taken. You know, stealing is illegal in this country.
Perhaps because of that, first baseman David Segui doesn't want to take first base from the Dome. Unless, of course, it's out of necessity.
They can have it. There'll be one over there, I hope. If it's not there, we'll come back and get it.
The scene in the Kingdome right now, a sellout crowd of over 56,000. The very first sellout. I guess the only sellout in the Kingdome this year, witnessing the Mariners defeating the Texas Rangers 5-2. And the post-game celebration is just about to start. Safeco Fields, not that far away as the Mariners get set to move on July 15th. Long road trip before they get there. Coming up, we will salute Kingdome memories, players from the past and present. Stick around. It's all here on Fox Sports Net Northwest. Your final score of the final game in the King County Dome Stadium. The Mariners beat the Texas Rangers by a score of 5-2. A full house still on hand. A Diamond Vision show coming on just before the opening ceremonies of the grand finale here on Fox Sports Net Northwest. Rich Waltz back in the booth, joined now by Bob Finnegan of the Seattle Times. Finney, in most of the things I've read and heard over the last week, the Kingdome has been described as, well, a terrible place to watch baseball. But I think what most people underestimated were the memories of the people that played here, the moments that occurred here, and the fans that grew up around baseball, albeit in a concrete cavern. I think people underestimated that.
I think there is an element of underestimation. Basically, I think there was a lot of fun had here. The early years, it was fun of a kind of an odd sort. In later years, most of the fun was baseball, of course. And I'll tell you what, you know, in the later years when the games became more important, it wasn't always with a happy outcome. Okay, I mean, there were some struggles too, but it was fun in that sense. It was entertaining. You went home and you talked about what was going on and what's it supposed to be all about.
Here's some of the video that they're showing right now, and certainly as we go on in the show, you're going to see plenty of video just like this, as Mariners from the past and the present will be honored. We'll be joining Dave Niehaus down on the field shortly. Bob, you've seen a lot of baseball in this facility. The vivid memories, what are some of the things that come to mind as we say goodbye to this building for you?
The personalities. I mean, there's some talent. There's a great element of talent, especially in the more recent players. But the personalities, the Bill Cottle, of course, the Paul Cerna, the Steve Strouders, the Larry Andersons, just really great guys, one and all, you know. And there's a little bit of their spirit that I think lingers on, kind of pervades the place. You know that somewhere they're all watching today. They're all feeling something today. In '95, they were all feeling pride. Today, maybe they're feeling a little bit of sadness.
We focus so much on Mariner memories in this building, but when you talk about opponents, one game stands out to me, a game I got to call. Mark McGwire hitting 2 500-foot home runs to the second deck in the same inning. Earlier this week, you talked about a play involving Buck Martinez at the plate. Give me a few seconds of that one.
Just an astonishing play back in 1987 where Martinez tagged Phil Bradley out on a play at the plate. Bradley knocked him down, broke his ankle. Gorman Thomas had hit the ball and was trying to sneak around to third base. Martinez saw him going, kind of struggled up, made a throw towards third. It went into left field. Gorman comes around third, is coming home. George Bell throws the ball home. You know, a rare play for George to charge the ball and get it home. The ball kind of rolls, kind of bounces, goes right into Buck Martinez's glove. Of all odd things, and here comes Gorman, kind of tippy-toeing around it over Buck, and Buck, with like his last gasp of energy, kind of reaches up and tags Gorman. You're out. 2 plays out, both out at the plate on the same play by a catcher with a broken leg.
All right, Penny, it's time now to meet some of the guests that we have here tonight for our grand finale, and some of the names from Mariners past and Mariners present. Let's go down to the field right now and take a look at who's here tonight. Dave Niehaus will be by and visit with them momentarily.
Please welcome Rupert Jones.
Rupert Jones. Rupert Jones is a name a lot of people have forgotten about, Finny.
I'll tell you what, not when you say Roop. I'll tell you what, if you say the word Roop to any one of 50-odd thousand, although I imagine there's probably about 100,000 people around, Rich, who say you were there that first night, but anybody who remembers those early days, you say Roop, and it can only be one person, Rupert Jones.
24 home runs in his very first season as a Seattle Mariner. He was the first player picked in the expansion draft.
Fans in the Kingdome for 7 wonderful seasons. He was one of the original Mariners and led the team in stolen bases
for 6 consecutive seasons.
He is still the all-time club leader in stolen bases. Welcome back the cruiser, Julio Cruz.
Julio Cruz, a guy that has made his home here in the Northwest, still the all-time stolen base leader. Good to see him back as well.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, he's one of the guys. You know, one of the oddest things I can remember Julio doing. Julio could stand at the foot of a 6 or 7 flight set of stairs at the bottom of a dugout with both feet flat on the ground and leap to the field level. It was just amazing. What spring he had in his step. And that's why he turned to double play so well at second base, Rich.
Julio Cruz, Rupert Jones. And here's a name, Bob Finnegan, that I think people remember his name simply for his nickname, Scrap Iron, Bob Stinson.
Bob Stinson, the opening night catcher. I tell you what, he's a Scrap Iron. You mentioned, like Roop, you mentioned the name Scrap Iron. Everybody knows it's Bob Stinson. He's around a lot. We see him, quality guy.
He was a catcher for the Mariners from 1977 through 1980. Well, one name you knew was going to come back. He only played a season and a half as a Seattle Mariner. He won 314 games, and only 13 of those wins came as a Mariner, but his most important win came as a Mariner, and that's Gaylord Perry, who's back here tonight.
I'll tell you what, Rich, if he's wearing a cap, if he goes to that cap, they'll throw him, there he goes, they'll throw him right out of this event. The cap might slide out of his hand. He used to hide his Vaseline, among several other places, under the bill of his cap.
In fact, Finney, this stadium was the only stadium where he was ejected for doctoring a baseball. It happened in August of the season he won his 300th game. Here in the Kingdome, he was tossed.
We call that the rest of the story.
5-time All-Star and Hall of Famer, Gaylord Perry. Here's another name that obviously Mariner fans remember. It's amazing to me he only played 2 seasons here, in 1982 and 1983. He has a couple of nicknames, the Inspector or Cuffs, Bill Cottle.
I was there the night in Cleveland. He earned the name Cuffs, Rich. There were a couple of policemen involved, as I recall. But what was amazing, when Rene Lashman, after that, used to call him in from the bullpen, he just put his wrists together and hold them up. That was calling in Cuffs from the bullpen.
Speaking of wrists, I think Lou Piniella would have liked to put his wrists together today to call Cottle out of the bullpen, though the Mariners won the ball game 5-2. All right, next on the list. He's one of the all-time leader in the Mariners' games played, home runs, RBIs, and walks. He's a member of our broadcast team, David Valley.
This is the guy who was the forever Mariner. He was drafted in the early years. He came up through the organization. He was here, and I still remember him just a solid guy. He injured a couple of times in his early years, and then just became just an epitome of solid catching.
And I think you measure Dave Valley's career, not only what he did on the field, but what he has done off the field with the group Esperanza
Dominican Republic.
Raising funds as he has. All right, next in center field, the guy that you just heard a lot from, center fielder, expert analyst, David Henderson. The lights are not on, but that smile could light this place up in a hurry.
I tell you what, I think Sammy Sosa adopted his home run leap after he hits a home run. I think he adopted that from David Henderson. He left here in '86 and just fulfilled his career.
And I think his career is measured by his postseasons, which he had tremendous success.
Winning player, Rich.
With the Red Sox and with the Oakland Athletics. The next Mariner we'll introduce is a guy we've seen a lot of over the last 6 or 7 years, and that's Dan Wilson. A very durable catcher, a very good defensive catcher, one of the best in the American League. He's been behind the plate for both American League West pennants.
I'll tell you what, I still remember Lou Piniella telling me there was trade talk about Cincinnati at the end of the 93 season, lose first. He said, if we make a trade with Cincinnati this winter, a catcher named Dan Wilson will be in it. He's nothing but great. A great kid, boy next door, All-American.
And in this Kingdome, Wilson has 2 very memorable inside the park home runs. Here's a guy that has grown up a Mariner, and certainly when you mention his name, you think about clutch hitting. Edgar Martinez has 2 of the biggest moments in Mariner history. His grand slam against the Yankees and his RBI double in Game 5.
I tell you what, I just mentioned the word All-American for Dan Wilson. Let's call Edgar all Latin American. I mean, just a solid citizen with a Spanish accent, as solid as Dan is Anglo. Just, boy, these are guys that you'd have home to dinner. Dan Wilson and Edgar Martinez. You really would. It sounds silly to go on and on as much as they are. They're just great people. No wonder they've really captured the hearts here.
I felt a bit of nostalgia that we were unable today to see a man out in right field who really got his career going in this place. Traded from the Yankees, a relative unknown when Ken Phelps went over there. Jay Buhner made himself into an all-star and one of the better power hitters in baseball. Buhner unable to play. He won't be sad to see the AstroTurf go. Let's hope when they get to Safeco, he's back in the lineup.
Yeah, he's hoping that there'll be a boneyard in Safeco Field, Rich, no doubt. And he said today before the game, he has mixed emotions because this is where he came to, he came to fruition right here in the boneyard and all. And I tell you what, this guy has a feel for what it's all about. He is an entertainer of the first order. He just likes people. He's a people person.
One of the brightest stars in Major League Baseball. He has electrified.
Buhner will be very sad to see right field go. A difficult defensive position to play. Buhner was obviously the best at it, very much like Yastrzemski in left field at Fenway.
Gold Glove winner, Rich.
Next up for the Seattle Mariners, we could argue all night on this. One of the most exciting ball players in baseball right now. Is he the best in baseball right now? I don't know. You got to have an argument with the center fielder of this team as well. But
I tell you what, I mean, think of how blessed the Mariners are. They've got two of arguably the best 5 or 6 all-around players in the game today. One is their center fielder, one is their shortstop. I mean, the two are crushingly key positions on the field, and there they are.
You heard Rodriguez say earlier tonight, he came into this building a boy and left a man. Let's hope that he stays a man in Safeco Field.
I tell you what, we're going to find out over the next at least few months.
One of the brightest lights in Mariner history, never really had the greatest stats, though certainly he was a guy that was well decorated. 3 Gold Gloves, a 2-time All-Star. He was an award winner by George Bush, one of the points of light. He did a tremendous amount of work off the field. He now is a broadcaster for a national network. Harold Reynolds.
Tell you what, he stepped right into the shoes of Julio Cruz as a just tremendous defensive second baseman. Mariners have been blessed with some defense at second base, Rich.
Unless you think that the fans here are only welcoming the modern-day players, the roar of the crowd when Harold came out is a pretty good indication that the memories are very vivid of baseball back in the late 70s and through the mid-80s. Speaking of that, here's a man that in 1984 was the American League Rookie of the Year. His title is pretty simple, Mr. Mariner.
I tell you, I get a little misty when I think of Alvin Davis. This is simply one of the finest men I have ever had the privilege of dealing with in my own career. I mean, Mr. Mariner, when Ken Griffey Jr. calls you Mr. Mariner, then you are Mr. Mariner, and Jr. calls Alvin Mr. Mariner.
Alvin Davis, greeted by virtually all 56,000 people in the Kingdome when he walked in here today. He has a very good, deep friendship with just about everybody surrounding this organization. 2 men for you. When the Mariners in 1990 acquired a veteran outfielder, they just happened to acquire Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad. Senior and Junior are back together again.
What a moment. Baseball history right there.
Years from now, I'm sure they will call Safeco Field the house that Junior built. And appropriately, he homered today.
Never forget the game they played together, the first game. The guys that were on the bench can remember. It sounded so odd to hear somebody on the bench, one of their teammates go, "Come on, Dad."
7 years as the skipper of the Mariners. 1993, he arrived, and things changed in a hurry. Lou Piniella, 2 American League West titles. And in a much better mood now than he was in that top of the 9th inning, Vinny.
I tell you what, he was a little nervous in that 9th inning. He shakes his head after it, but like you say, all's well that ends.
Has been a part of the family since day one.
The last Mariner to be introduced is not only a member of the Mariner family, he's also a member of the Fox Sports Net Northwest family. He is a man that is a legend. When you say baseball in the Northwest, you start it with this man's name. Dave Niehaus was here from the start, 1977 to present, and here he is.
What else is there to say, Rich? My, oh, my.
Sellout crowd, 56,000 on their feet.
And you know what, Rich? At least you can say it ended a bit better than it started. A win is what you're here for.
Yeah, Dave will be the first to tell you that. The Mariners lost their first 2 games in this facility, but they win here today, beating Texas by a score of 5-2. And the names and the faces of the past about to be introduced. Let's go down below.
Oh, my, what a way to close this baby, huh? Before I go any farther, I want to recognize 2 guys that are on 3 guys up there in the booth right now. My partners, Rick Riz, Ron Fairley, Kevin Cremin. Thank you, guys. Wonderful, wonderful job. This Kingdome holds some incredible memories for all of us. I can't help but think that, 22 and a half years, you might have a 22-year-old sitting by you now with a kid of their own. You've grown up here. So it is a special place. Who could forget the night that Gaylord Perry won his 300th to the grace of Julio Cruz at second base, stealing base after base. And, of course, none of us will ever forget that magical ride in 1995. You proved one thing today, that no place will ever get as loud as this building when Edgar Martinez doubled and Junior came flying around the bases to score. No one will ever take those memories away. Rupert Jones, Bobby Stinson, Julio Cruz, you 3 gentlemen were here for the very first season in Mariners history. Come on up here a second. Scrappy, you caught the first pitch. It was a fastball right down the middle from Diego Segui to Jerry Remy. Remember?
Yes, I do.
And he ended up walking him.
Yes, that's why I was scared of him.
What's your most vivid memory of the first year?
First year, we're kind of a off-breed kind of guys. We really didn't know what we were going to do. He kept telling us that we didn't have to win or something like that. We wanted to win. We came out, we played hard. I don't know. It's just a lot of people came through this organization at that time. I remember going out to the parking lot, and my truck was towed away. We didn't have a parking place. I remember coming to the gate and trying to get in the gate, and they didn't know who I was.
Julio, you handled that ground ball on Gaylord Perry's final out. As I recall, it was Willie Randolph who hit it to you, and through to at that time Jimmy Mailer.
Yes, I remember the play vividly. I remember ground ball right at me, and I'm thinking to myself, I better catch this ball and make sure that I grab it on the dry side before I throw the ball.
You have to remember that Gaylord Perry did pass a lie detector test concerning that, didn't you, Gaylord? Yes. The first guy I think that you Mariners fans ever associated, really identified with, because I can still hear the echo here at the Kingdome. Give it to me. Give it to me. You bet. You bet. Welcome back, Rupert Jones.
It's a pleasure to be back. You know, I never thought I'd see this day. I never really thought about this day, but it's been a wonderful occasion. Thank you for inviting me back.
What was, did you react to when the fans kept yelling, "Roop, Roop, Roop"?
I know I had a stepson at the time, and he kept asking me, Rupert, why are they booing you every time you come to the plate? I said, well, son, if they do boo me, I'll never know.
Welcome back, all three of you. I want to get Cuffs up here, and I want to get my two television partners up here all at the same time, too. Bill Caudle is known as not only one of the great, if not the greatest relief pitcher in Mariner history, but also one of its biggest pranksters. He used to burn bats outside the clubhouse. He chew up with a half mustache and pitch. But those back in 1981, 82, those were the fun years here, my friend.
Yeah, I was fortunate to get traded to Seattle and get an opportunity to come in and relief for pitchers like Gaylord and Floyd Bannister, Mike Moore. Probably the best 2 years of my career were here in Seattle. It's just been an honor to be around and be involved, but to finally see Seattle come alive and love its baseball team, it warms my heart, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And in '95, I had goosebumps too.
All right, you make your home here now, right?
Yeah, I've lived here since I was traded in '82. Probably not a better place to raise a family. This is where I hang my hat, and I'll always hang my hat in Seattle.
All right. These two guys get paid to talk now, not play baseball and hit baseball, so talk. No, that's terrible, I just say. Val, your memories.
I've got two very vivid memories. One was the no-hitter with Chris Bosio. Ground ball up the middle. Omar came running across and grabbed the ball with his bare hand. My heart stopped when he finally made the out, just the elation that I felt. And the other one was watching those two guys, junior and senior, playing at the same time. Unbelievable.
David, how about you?
Well, my memories are not about me. I remember opening days with Kenny Presley hitting a grand slam and us winning ball games, and Phil Bradley hitting a grand slam, us winning ball games. It's always been fun to win, and that's always been the most important thing I've ever thought about. And the Kingdome has been home to me. I just pass over center field to Ken Griffey Jr. It's his office now.
Edgar, come up here. Perhaps the biggest moment ever to take place here was Game 5 of the 1995 playoffs. I had just mentioned if only Edgar could find the gap, and all of a sudden he pulled the ball down the left field line. Joey Cora walked in from third base, and and Junior literally sprouted wings, rounding third, and scored, and we were going to play for the American League Championship. What do you remember about that?
Boy, I remember everything that that happened in that game, but I remember looking back from second base and see all the players running to home plate, and I just couldn't believe that Junior was able to score from first down. The ball was in the corner, left field. So I remember all the players running down to home plate and Joey running down to second. That was a great moment.
You gonna miss this place?
Oh yes, I'm gonna miss it, and it's been great for me in here, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss it.
Have fun across the street.
Thank you.
In May of 1982, this man, before, of course, he went to the Hall of Fame and made it, did win his 300th game here. I will never forget that. Anytime you can accomplish that feat as a major league player, it's unbelievable. It's going to be a long, long time before anybody again wins his 300th. How about a welcome back to the big North Carolinian Gaylord Perry? First of all, I got to find out, how many jerseys did you wear that night?
9.
9 different jerseys.
No, I didn't really change that many times, but this is a special place. It served a special purpose for all of us that's up here, and we're looking forward to the new stadium. And I just want to let people know that foul ball that Ken Griffey Sr. hit was fair, and he should have been out. And then he hit the home run.
That was it. What he's talking about is a senior hit a home run for the New York Yankees in his 300th win. You remember that?
That's something I really, remember about one game that happens like that, and it's just great concentration on his part. And I threw him a little pitch too good, but it was great to win number 300 here, and I love this area. I played my minor league ball right up in Tacoma, so I'm very familiar with the Northwest, and thanks for having me, and it's always great seeing you, Dave.
Thank you. Welcome back, Gaylord. This place will close after our ceremonies to baseball, and it will close having only had one man to ever hit for the cycle in a Mariner uniform here in Seattle. It took 14 innings, but he did it. How about a nice welcome for Bone J. Buhner? I think we just celebrated the 6th anniversary of that the other day.
Yes, we did, and I hope we can continue that tradition of the Buhner Buzz over in the new Safeco Field. You guys all come over there and join us. It's going to be a heck of a new era over there. We appreciate your support and continued support.
What are your emotions at this time? I mean, this place has been awfully good to you.
I just got one thing to say to that, Dave. I love you, man.
All right, Jay Buhner. That's pretty hard to beat. Let's move down the line. This young man, former #1 draft choice in the country, captivated everybody's heart, not with a bat to begin with. He captured everybody's heart by consoling Joey Cora. It was Joey Cora who was crying after it was finally all over in 1995, and young rookie Alex Rodriguez came over and said, "It's going to be all right, all right." 358 a couple of years ago, batting championship, and he hasn't stopped yet. He's simply the best shortstop in baseball. How about a nice welcome for AROD? What's your favorite memory?
Well,
My favorite memory in the Kingdome has to be just playing in and day out. When I first got drafted here in '93 by the Mariners, it was the last place I wanted to come in the world. But after spending 5 years here has been probably the best years of my life, and I want to thank you for embracing me, and this is my new home here, Seattle.
Sounds to me like you two are going to miss this place.
Very dearly. The Kingdome has been a wonderful place, full of wonderful memories, and I'm truly, definitely going to miss this place, especially when I'm in the batter's box.
Alex Rodriguez. Young man from the suburbs of Chicago came into Seattle, and I couldn't help but mention it on the radio. Here's a kid from the suburbs of Chicago with a big guy from the Dominican Republic, Jose Mesa, trying to send everybody home happy, and did they ever both. And what a day this has been. And the Mariners are mighty lucky to have people like Dan Wilson, one of the bastions of not only on the baseball field, but in our community. Dan, the ending here couldn't have been any more dramatic or any more beautiful.
No, you want to go out on a winning note and, give the fans what they deserve, and that's a W, and we're able to do that today. From 95 all the way on, this crowd here has been the 10th man for us, and today they were the 10th man in the 9th inning, and they're a big part of that building across the street, and they're a big part of this winning ball club.
You looking to catch outdoors?
That's going to be fun. It's going to be a little different, but I think it's going to be exciting, and I know as players we're all looking forward to getting across the street and getting started with that second half.
Have a great road trip first.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay. This next guy has become a national star. You know that. You see him on Baseball Tonight. He's doing a heck of a job, just like he did right out here by the bag at second base. We welcome him back. He grew up in Oregon, made his home here in Seattle, and became an incredible contributor to the community lifestyle here in Seattle. And it's great to have him back home. How about saying hello to Harold Reynolds one more time? You know, we heard through the grapevine that you just couldn't make it because you had other commitments. I knew you were going to miss this.
No, I couldn't miss this for the world. Although we were on till 1 a.m., I got a flight at 6 in the morning, but I got here. Couldn't miss it.
You were on with me on radio describing what was happening in this game, particularly involving the guy down here at the end of the row here, and it didn't surprise you.
Well, last night we were talking about it out in Connecticut, and I said, you know what, Junior will break out his cape. It's the last day in his office, and you know he's going to perform. And did he? Did he perform?
As a player, what's your favorite moment here?
Oh, man, I got so many. Probably the thing that stands out in my mind more than anything is the next guy you're going to introduce, Mr. Mariner. Just his class and the way he handles himself was an example to me and the rest of the guys we played with, and probably one of the prettiest swings that I think I've ever seen.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Harold. So let's introduce the only Mariner in the Mariner Hall of Fame, number 21, Alvin Davis. Saw you and the family crying out there last year when you were inducted into the Mariner Hall of Fame. As we say goodbye to the Kingdome, this must be a very special day to you.
It's a very emotional day. There's a lot of fond memories out here on the field and the folks in the stands, and it's bittersweet. Things must change, and a lot of times changes for the better. And I know there's going to be some great memories at Safeco Field, but at the same time, we're closing a chapter in the history of Seattle and also in the history of Major League Baseball. It's fun to be a part of it.
Your number one memory as a player?
I have to echo Hindu's sentiments. Being here for those 2 opening night wins, we were struggling back in those days. And a lot of times after opening day, it was downhill. But to have a crowd like we have here today and to have Phil Bradley and Jim Presley win those games on opening night, those stick out more than anything else.
It's indeed an honor to have you back home. Great to have you.
It's great to be a part. Thank you.
You know, to me, it really does, and I'm sure it does to senior and maybe even junior, seem like yesterday, August the 31st, 1990, when senior went out to left field, junior went out to center field, and they were looking and playing and catch together. And little did we know what was going to happen when they came up in the bottom half of the first inning, but you now know what happened. It was a base hit by senior, a base hit by junior, and we witnessed something here that will probably never be witnessed again. Father and son playing together. So let's call up the Griffies, Ken and Ken Jr.
Move to the bathroom, he ain't coming out. They just let me tell you. They just wanted to remind you. No.
Oh, what a nice ovation. Take us back to that night. Kenny?
What night?
August 31st, 19.
Talk about the night that Junior and I ran out on the field. Okay, the only thing I can say about that night was I had to concentrate on trying to play a game. And being able to run out on the field with my son was probably the greatest thrill I've ever had in Major League Baseball or any time in baseball history, period. So I had a great time with it. The only thing I can really say is that he reminded me a lot of Trey. And that's the only way I can look at it to get through the night, to be honest with you.
3 World Championship rings, 1 MVP trophy, and an All-Star game, and yet that's your number 1 moment in your professional career.
That's number 1. Number 2 will have to be the 75 World Series. But number 1, running out here in the Kingdome with my son was probably the number 1 memory.
All right. Up to this point, is that your number 1 memory?
Yeah. Well, I got to do something that nobody else has ever done. Everybody has hit home runs, robbed guys of home runs, but I got to run out on the field and play baseball with my dad.
I just want to hear it from your lips, like everybody in the dugout did, like Gene Klein's did, that broke your dad up. What did you say when your dad was up at the plate for the first time in the Mariner uniform?
Come on, Dad. Let's go, Dad.
That's unreal. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad.
Well, I didn't know if I could call him Ken Sr., Ken, Big Kenny. I just said what I've always said all my life. Let's go, Dad. And it just came out.
Well, you close out with 198 home runs here in the Kingdome, a record that no one will ever touch. And, of course, number 198 was one of the most dramatic of all time.
Just trying to get the guys over. I wasn't trying to hit the ball out the ballpark. We've got to do the little things to win ball games, and it's the first inning, and I got lucky, and it went out.
You looking forward to the 15th of July over there?
Yeah, right after All-Star break, come here and do this all over again, open up a new ballpark.
You've been unbelievable. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lou Piniella, we understand, had to run back to the dugout. Is that right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, so the time has come really to say, I guess, goodbye to the Kingdome. We'll close it out with a ceremonial final pitch. Opening night, 1977, Diego Segui threw that first pitch in Mariners history right here, 22 and a half years ago. So let's relive that moment one more time. right now.
This is the moment we have waited for, and a gentleman who has broadcast Major League Baseball for 8 seasons in Los Angeles with the California Angels, watching his old team tonight as the voice of the new Seattle Mariners. It's my pleasure to introduce and to work with in this first season ever, a great gentleman, Dave Niehaus.
Thank you, Ken Wilson. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the initial voyage of the Seattle Mariners. Diego Segui, the first pitch in history is a strike, taken at the knees by Jerry Remy, leading it off. And the crowd roars.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's time for the final pitch here at the Kingdome. Walking back behind home plate with the glove, the same man who caught that first pitch from Diego Segui in 1977. 1,764 games ago. And now, keeping the family tradition alive, to throw out the final pitch, let's welcome the grandson of Diego and the son of David. Here's 7-year-old Corey Segui. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this. This place has been called an ugly duckling by a lot of people. She'll always be beautiful to me. Good night.
Final game of the baseball schedule of the Kingdome. The Seahawks will close this building, but the Mariners are out of here. They are headed to Safeco Field, where on July 15th they will open up that new ballpark. Quite a send-off. When we get back, some final thoughts from Bob Finnegan and the 10 greatest moments, baseball moments, in Kingdome history.
Boys and girls.
Who, me?
Don't be alarmed. I just have a small favor to ask. Jackie Robinson's birthday is coming up, and I'd like to give him something special.
Sure, no problem, sir.
And here's the pitch.
Swung on and belted deep to right field. That's so fine.
The Seattle Mariners. Ain't baseball great?
I don't think that ball is ever coming down.
A salute to the Kingdome. The Kingdome finale continues on Fox Sports Net Northwest. The Mariners beat the Rangers and say goodbye to this concrete stadium. Hi, everyone. Rich Welts along with Bob Finnegan. All right, after hearing that, your thoughts?
I remember in the headline one time it's called a concrete coffin.
Yeah.
No, it's a little somber. I think Dave Niehaus did a nice job of summing everything up. You've got to admit, when all is said and done, all the emotions are played out, that there will always be an element of fondness for the Kingdome. There were some happy times, some sad times, but most of all and most importantly, there were times here, there were Major League Baseball games played here, and that's probably more important than anything, Rich.
All right, Finney, we'll see you in the new ballpark on July 15th.
I'll be there.
And because there are going to be more times in Safeco Field, before we get there, we thought we'd relive the 10 greatest Mariner moments in Kingdome history. In the Kingdome, number 10, a rookie's big splash.
One pitch to Alvin. Swung on and belted deep to right center field. Castillo looks up. It is grand salami time. Alvin Davis.
In 1984, Alvin Davis was not the Mariners' opening day first baseman, but that would soon change. Davis replaced Ken Phelps and never looked back. He hit .284, blasting 27 homers with a career-high 116 runs batted in. In 8 years, Davis became a fixture at first base. By the time he left for California, Davis had earned the title Mr. Mariner, a productive career that burned brightest in '84. The American League Rookie of the Year, Alvin Davis. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 9, the man with the Golden Glove.
Pitch to him. Swung on and a fly ball hit deep into the gap in right center field. The kid on his horse. Back to the warning track. The wall makes the leap. And makes an unbelievable catch. My, oh my. He is down at the 380 marker. And it's one of the most incredible catches you will ever want to see.
He was squashed up against the wall deep in right center field. There is still a dent and the padding way out there right at the 380 mark. One of the best catches I have ever seen in the Major League. Just an unbelievable catch by the kid.
When Ken Griffey Jr. broke into the Major Leagues, he was only 19 years of age. His rookie year, he led all American League outfielders with 6 double plays. At 20, he won his first Gold Glove, and he hasn't had a season without one since. He was a center fielder that seemingly could catch anything. In 1995, he missed 2.5 months and still won a Gold Glove. It helped that the injury came on one of his greatest catches ever. 9 consecutive Gold Gloves and a full reel of highlight film catches. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 8, Gaylord gets his 300.
May the 6th, 1982. Gaylord Perry 1 out away from 300. The 2-1 pitch to Randolph. Swung on, ground ball to Cruz. This should do it. He's got it. It's over. Gaylord has 300. Everybody mobbing Gaylord Perry as he goes all the way. His teammates come out, Bud Bulling, and Gaylord Perry becomes the 15th man in baseball history to win 300 games as the Mariners beat the Yankees 7-3. My, oh my.
In Perry's 22-year Major League career, his stay in Seattle was brief. He won only 13 games as a Mariner. Maybe more surprising, Perry's only career ejection for doctoring the baseball came in the Kingdome, August 23rd, 1982. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 7, Junior's first Kingdome at bat.
The pitch on the way to Junior, and it swung on and belted deep to left field. Headed to the track, the wall, fly away. Welcome to Seattle, Ken Griffey Jr. My, oh my, on the first pitch thrown to him from Eric King.
In 1987, the Mariners selected Ken Griffey Jr. with the first overall pick in the Major League Draft. After a season and a half in the minors, Junior made the club with a record-setting performance in spring training. His first Major League at-bat, a double off of Oakland's Dave Stewart. The home run off Chicago's Eric King in the Kingdome, a preview of coming attractions. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 6, the All-Star Game. In the Mariners' 3rd season, baseball's brightest stars hit town in the Kingdome's only midsummer classic. A standing ovation for the only Mariner, Bruce Bochy. Bochy's only at-bat, ironically, a pinch-hitting appearance against future Mariner, Gaylord Perry. Bochy's RBI single gave the American League the lead late in the ball game. But the lasting memory of the All-Star game in Seattle, the right arm of Pirate Dave Parker. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 5, a father and son reunion. In 1990, the Mariners signed a veteran outfielder with a career .300 average and 2 World Series rings. And oh, by the way, he just happened to be the father of a 20-year-old Mariners center fielder. Griffey and Griffey first played together on August 31st, 1990. And father and son were more than just a novelty act. As a Mariner, in 1990, Ken Griffey Sr. hit .377, a father and son reunion. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 4, the 95 pennant race. First stop, August 24th.
Full count on Vince Coleman, batting from the left-hand side. And John Wetland is set. The 3-2 pitch on the way to Coleman, and it's inside, ball 4. So he's aboard, and the light is still flickering.
Vince Coleman gets on, and I said he can steal a Wetland, so I let him run 2 pitches on one. I hit a line drive to Tony. I thought he was going to get it. I wasn't even running that hard to first base. I said, oh, man. And all of a sudden, I got my head down. The people started screaming. So what happened? All of a sudden, I see the ball trickling to left field. I said, why? I can't believe he didn't get that.
Fernandez glove. There goes Joey. The pitch swung on and Nelson. Deep to right field. The Mariners have done it. Fly away. Junior with a 2-run home run. And the Mariners have got the 8th inning ape off their back. They were 0 for 43. Junior's 2-run home run. The Mariners win it 9-7. My, oh my.
Next stop, election night, September 19th. The Angels' lead had melted to 2. A new ballpark and the American League West hung in the balance. Again, the bottom of the 9th. Again, the Mariners trailed. And again, they came back. Doug Strange's pinch hit home run tied the ball game at 4. The comeback was on. In the 12th, with Strange aboard, Ken Griffey Jr. would win it. An incredible comeback, merely a preview of coming attractions. The Mariners were one back. They would sweep the Rangers, and they'd catch the Angels. And eventually, they'd get their new ballpark. On September 22nd, with a 1-game lead, the Mariners saw their worst nightmare come into the Dome, Oakland. That's when fiction became reality. First game, down by 6, Vince Coleman, on his birthday, hits his first career grand slam. That tied the game at 6. Alex Diaz, pinch hitting, hits his first career homer from the right side.
Guys coming off the bench, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, to be happy with a sac fly. 3 runs down, we got a man in scoring position. If we can just get one right here. Alex Diaz hits the ball out of the ballpark, or Doug Strange, or Coleman hits a grand slam. The guys doing what they're not supposed to do.
2 nights later, down 1 in the 9th, it was Tino time.
Tino swung on and belted deep to right field, and that will be flying away, and the Mariners win it 9-8 in perhaps the most incredible game in their history. Back and forth, and Tino Martinez, his second home run of the game. Unbelievable. Of Dennis Eckersley, and 46,000 fans are losing their minds here in Seattle. Tonight, I'll guarantee you, it will be sleepless in Seattle for everybody who is here today, including me.
As you can tell in our top 10 moments, we take a little bit more time with the good parts. And it gets even better. The Kingdome finale, they're closing the joint for baseball. We'll resume with our top 10 Mariner moments, numbers 3 and 2, when we get back. Fans filing out of the Kingdome for the last time for baseball. In about 18 days, they'll be filing into Safeco Field, which is just about ready for opening night as the Mariners finish off the Rangers 5-2. Salute to the Kingdome continues the last time we come to you inside the Kingdome for baseball. An emotional night, certainly, for the Mariners and their fans. Let's continue with our Mariner memories and our moments in the Kingdome. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 3, 2 no-hitters.
Fans ready to explode. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to fielder. Fastball! Swing! A high fastball. That's 7 strikeouts. Randy Johnson is 1 strike away. 24,000 incredibly rabid Mariner fans are looking for that final strike. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing! It's over! He has done it! High fastball. Randy Johnson being mobbed by Scott Bradley down to greet him and the entire Mariner team. My, oh my.
All I remember is the strike 3 pitch, and that was about, probably chest high, neck high, but out over the plate. Mike Heath swung through the ball, and it was strike 3, and I knew at that moment that I'd done something pretty special. It's been one of probably 2 or 3 highlights in my career here in Seattle.
No-hitter Act 2. Enter Chris Bosio. While Randy Johnson's no-hitter was overpowering, Chris Bosio's was strictly a blue-collar special. Bosio needed all the defensive help he could get against the Red Sox, and boy, did he ever get it. Bosio was masterful. His fastball never broke 89 miles per hour. He finished the Red Sox on 97 pitches. After walking the first too many faced, Bosio was perfect.
25 in a row retired by Chris Bosio, and listen to this crowd. Bosio, his 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on, high jumper with a mound, charged by Diskill, Barrett throws, it's over, and Bosio has done it! My, oh my, what a performance by Chris Bosio!
Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 2, the 95 division playoff. 13-game Angel lead had vanished, yet 1 game remained. The first 1-game playoff in the American League since 1978, and the Angels not only had to think about committing the 3rd biggest fold in history, but they also had to face the most dominant pitcher in the game. And that's a lot to think about.
The 1-2 pitch to Edmonds, swing, and the 0-2 pitch on the way to Salmon. Now, strike!
The 1-2 to Anderson, slider, swing, and a miss. And the 1-2 pitch, fastball, swing, and a miss, strike 3. Here's the 2-2 pitch again, check swing, strike 3 call.
The 2-2 pitch on the way, swing, and a miss. He got it on the way, and in consider the key tied around his neck. The 2-2 pitch, swing, and a miss. He struck him out. 1-2 pitch to J.T. Stowe on the way. He went around on a slider. And Randy Johnson strikes out the side here in the 5th. And Randy Johnson has 9 strikeouts, and he's retired 15 California Angels in a row. My, oh my.
The dueling shutouts of Johnson and Mark Langston continued until the 5th. Vince Coleman snuck one through, and the Mariners had a 1-0 lead. And a dome that sold out in less than 18 hours started to shake. Langston's worries gave way to Johnson's drive. Johnson's day was a reflection of his 95 season. In 30 starts, the Mariners were 27-3. He stopped 13 Mariner losing streaks. He set a Major League record for strikeouts per 9 innings, and he won Seattle's first Cy Young Award. And on October 2nd, he was untouchable. In the bottom of the 7th, Luis Sojo sealed the deal.
Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball up the first base line, and it sneaks down by Snow! Down the right field line into the bullpen! Here comes Flowers! Here comes Pino! Here comes Joey! The front of the plate cut off! The relay by Langston! Gets that by Allenson! Flores scores! Here comes Sojo! He scores! Everybody scores!
While Johnson got stronger, Langston's day was about to end. a 5-1 lead became a 9-1 lead, and Mark Langston's nightmare would last the winter. For a franchise long saddled with failures, and for Northwest baseball fans starved for success, the suffering and the waiting would finally end, and the ghosts of Mariners past would finally be chased away.
Branding iron hot. The 1-2 pitch. Kane started. It's over. Right over the heart of the plate. Randy looks to the skies. That is covered by the dome and bedlam as the Mariners now erupt. But my friends, this is just indescribable. You think the Mariners have won the World Series. They haven't, but maybe they will.
One of the defining moments in Mariner history. Maybe it's just 95 magic today, but as a New York Yankee, Luis Sojo hit his first home run of the season. You saw Randy Johnson finishing that playoff series, and in the series against the New York Yankees, Johnson delivered the Mariners to Game 5, final inning, and a chance to advance in the postseason. It is the defining moment in Mariner history, and our number 1. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 1. The Yankee series.
And the wind and the 2-1 pitch to Joey Cora now. He bunts the ball up the first base line. It's a dandy, and he is going to be safe again. Joey Cora has done it one more time.
I did it 3 times in the series, so it surprised me that he was playing so far back. I mean, they scored 1 run the inning before. I knew I was going to lead off. I knew I was going to lead off anyway, whether they score or not. So I said, man, this is very important. So let me see how far he's playing. You know, if he's playing back, I'm going to take a chance on him again. I don't care. I can beat Jack McDowell to the back.
1-0 pitch on the way to Junior now. It swung on a ground ball, base hit into right center field. Cora's going to end up at third, and the Mariners have runners at first and third, and nobody out. Here in the bottom half of the 11th. My, oh, my.
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, this game's over right here, I guarantee you. And then he hits one right by Pat Kelly that's this far from being a double play. And then, I mean, you can just feel this, the ship sinking.
The fans are alive one more time, and now Cora represents the tie and run 90 feet away at third.
Right now, the Mariners looking for the tie. They would take a fly ball. They would love a base hit into the gap, and they could win it with Junior speed to stretch.
At that point, I only want to make hard contact and at least get one run in. And that's when, thanks to God, that I hit the ball really well in the corner, left field corner.
You could have stuck 6 outfielders out there, and somehow, some way, you'd have found a hole right there.
When I hit it, I knew that Junior is fast enough to make that happen. But I was looking at the left fielder, and I knew he got to the ball pretty quick. At that point, I didn't think that Junior was going to make it. And it was unreal to me that Junior got the jump that he got. It's almost like he was expecting what was going to happen. And it was amazing the way he scored. I never seen him run like that.
I was watching the ball, and I was watching Junior. Junior looked like Cigar coming around second base. He was moving. And all I kept saying to myself was, Sammy, if you ever send a runner home, please do it now. And he did.
Those moments in 1995, I think, are proof that even though a building like the Kingdome is not the greatest place to watch a baseball game, a stadium is made up of moments, of players, of personalities, of teams, and of fans. Today, the Mariners close this building for baseball. That being said, these 2 banners, the rest of the Mariners and the rest of their fans, can't wait for July 15th and the opening of Safeco Field. The Kingdome has been home for the Mariners since 1977. And today, it's a bittersweet goodbye. We'll see you from Safeco Field on Fox Sports Net Northwest on July 15th for the opening ceremonies. For my producer, Curtis Wilson, director, Mark Engelbrecht, I'm Rich Waltz. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at Safeco.
Someone once said that a baseball diamond is one of mankind's most flawless creations. A place where young and old find laughter, dreams, heroes, and excitement under blue summer skies on lush green grass. A place that marks the time and holds our memories. Welcome to your new ballpark. Welcome to Safeco Field.